Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show. I'm here to talk about some NBA news, number 70, episode 70, I guess. I'm going to talk about the news from yesterday. I'm going to go over yesterday's news, and I'll go over today's news, some news. So yeah. First thing I'll talk about is Mark Cuban. He says the Dallas Mavericks called the NBA about Giannis Antetokounmpo's lengthy free throw routine. So yeah, in some arenas they do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chant to Giannis Antetokounmpo at the free throw line because he takes forever to shoot a free throw. So they do that. They count from 1 to 10 to Giannis Antetokounmpo. So Mark Cuban here said the Mavericks called the NBA about his lengthy free throw routine. Like maybe some teams are getting tired of it. Like they have that 10-second free throw rule or whatever, and he gets away with it. So maybe that's what the Dallas Mavericks here are frustrated with. Here's the first thing. They called the NBA. I just don't know why the Mavericks are more focused on that. That's really enough to say about it. I'll just worry about your own team, Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. Worry about your own team right now. Eddie Johnson accuses the New Orleans Pelicans of using a machine to intensify boos. So this rivalry that's building between the Phoenix Suns and the New Orleans Pelicans, and the two faced off in 2 matchups in which the Pelicans won both matchups. Zion had 35 in each. Eddie Johnson accused the Pelicans of using a machine to intensify dues at the Phoenix Suns. And I think he's just doing too much. But damn, they've won 2 straight. On to the next one. Like, you're doing too much, and he's just doing too much. My opinion. And this person on Twitter came out and said, as the person in charge of the aspect of the game, I can definitely tell you that the boos came directly from the fans and not my music operator. So they were booing, just loudly, loud boos for the Phoenix Suns. It wasn't just Eddie Johnson. It wasn't just the edit crowd and edit boos, Mr. Eddie Johnson. I think he's just ass hurt. The Suns lost both games. And gave up 35 points to Mr. Williamson. Next thing I'll talk about is Stephen Jackson. He says the Bobcats were so bad that Michael Jordan stripped his Jordan brand gear from team and proceeded to beat starters with the second unit. So that's how bad the Bobcats were that year, where they won only like, 9 games? That was a terrible year for the Bobcats. And it's so bad that Michael Jordan stripped his Jordan brand gear from the team, and he proceeded to beat the starters with the second unit. That's how bad it was. The Lakers recently offered a trade package to Detroit for Bojan Bogdanovic, centered around 1 future first-round pick with unspecified draft protections added. So they've recently offered a trade package to try and get Bojan Bogdanovic, centered around 1 future first-round pick and the probably a 2027 or 2029 first-round pick, and with unspecified draft protections added with that selection. And the Suns, we have some news about them. They've recently engaged in a 3-team talk that would have sent Jay Crowder to Milwaukee, 4 Bucks second-round draft picks along with players to Houston, and Eric Gordon and or Kenny Martin Jr. to Phoenix. So a lot to break down here. Jay Crowder to Milwaukee if this trade did happen. So I think it'd be a good move defensively from Milwaukee to go up there and get another wing defender. and Mr. Crowder. They can occasionally shoot that 3 ball. That'd be good for Milwaukee. They would also get 4 Bucks second round draft picks. That's a lot of picks, but I mean it's second round draft picks, and along with players to Houston. So it'd be 4 second round picks if this trade did happen, and players. I assume somebody rejected this trade on one of these 3 sides. And Eric Gordon and/or Kenyon Martin Jr. to Phoenix. I mean, I think they're trying to get rid of Eric Gordon. I would try and keep Kenyon Martin Jr. to my young core if I'm Houston. The Lakers, Knicks, and Kings are teams to monitor for Kyle Kuzma's services. I don't think he's going to go back to the Lakers, I don't know if he's going to go to either of these teams. The Kings would definitely maybe be an option, but I think it's still going to be maybe the Suns. Could be the Suns or the Hawks. Joel Embiid, I want to go over his last 10 games and talk about how good Mr. Embiid has been these last 10 games. So yeah, 53, 12, and 3, 38, 12, and 5, 39, 7, and 3, 35, 11, and 8, 19, 6, and 6, 38, and 7, 32, 9, and 6, 32, 11, and 8, 59, 11, and 8, 42, 10, and 6. So he's had 250 pieces, along with a bunch of great 40 point performances. Been dishing out dimes. Nearly put up triple doubles in some of these outings. Joel Embiid's just been a monster over these last 10 games, and he's definitely carrying the Philadelphia 76ers as we speak. He's just carrying this team. Like, it's all Joel Embiid right now. The Joel Embiid show. Saddiq Bey may be gettable at the right price, so he may be gettable at the right price for some teams that are interested in acquiring the services of Saddiq Bey. I mean, he's kind of been bad this year, has Saddiq Bey. There's probably going to be 10 or 20 other teams that will probably have a much better offer than, say, a Celtics that people think can make a move for Saddiq Bey. Report, the Knicks engaged Lakers on a deal that would have sent Evan Fournier to L.A. for Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn. So, just trash, getting traded for trash and trash. Reddish alone has more value than Kendrick Nunn and Patrick Beverley. This seems like a win-win, I guess, though, for both. But I don't know. This just seems trash. It's literally the battle of mid. It's the battle of mid. Clutch Sports announced the signings of Bronny James and Bryce James. So Bronny and Bryce have announced the signings, or Clutch Sports announced the signings. So the Lakers, Heat, Mavericks, and Hawks have expressed interest in trading for Bojan Bogdanovic. So they've the Lakers, and that's what we were talking about. Some other teams have expressed interest, which I think all these teams could use Bojan Bogdanovic. I mean, I think he's going to go to the Lakers. I really do. Kevin Durant believes Bradley Beal is a Hall of Fame player. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame player. He's not getting in the Hall of Fame. I respectfully disagree. Some teams that are interested in Nerlens Noel: Portland, Sacramento, Miami, Dallas. Which would, I mean, it's a decent pickup, I guess. I mean, Portland's not surprising at all. And to be honest in this, they need some rim protection. He's good at protecting the rim, so. Rich Paul blasts scripted media for calling Anthony Davis injury prone. He's had some really freak situations. He's averaged 60 games per season for his first 10 seasons in the league. Like, it's not just freak situations. Ben Simmons strongly denies hooking up with Megan Thee Stallion after being caught with Stray and Tory Lanez trail. But yeah, Ben Simmons probably hitting that off the court. So at least he's taking he's probably just lying. This could be true. Maybe he is lying. Maybe he did off the court, which would be a W for Ben Simmons. At least he'd get a W off the court. Yeah, it's off Sabres VS. Until next Michael Peace.